So following our entrepreneurs, Itel, Litton, and McCullough had ham friends. They learned about vacuum tubes. They learned to make their own vacuum tubes, a couple of them. They could make them in those days. They didn't have to be too good, to be almost as good as the ones you could buy. And they built their own equipment, as I mentioned. And they made quite a few contributions. For example, Charlie Litton in 1924 with the Stanford Radio Club made the first contact with Australia and New Zealand. That was a new thing. 1928, Bill Itel pioneered the 10-meter band, what we think of as 30 megahertz, for transcontinental communication. So they were pushing the state of the art in these high-frequency bands. Well, the tube business was a key part of why Silicon Valley happened, and this is worth spending a couple of minutes on. The big tube companies were back east. They developed high-powered transmitting tubes in the early 20s, but they had difficulty in producing them consistently. They weren't that reliable, because they take precise machining, there's glass blowing involved, sealing, a lot of exotic materials. It's a challenge to make a good vacuum tube, and it was more of a challenge in those days. Well, Litton got a job through a ham friend at Federal Telegraph to work as the head of their tube division.